Again, y equals x is just a straight line, down on the left, up on the right. X squared is up, up. X cubed is down on the left, up on the right. Little snake pattern. X to the fourth is going to give you a nice looking W shape if we have other stuff after the x to the fourth. Absolute value of x is of v.
It's like that song called Snakes. You should check it out.
Square root x is going to be the out route.
No, there's a song called Snakes.
And then cube root of x is this super S, it looks like. Now I'm going to start preparing for the next lesson that's coming up, and that's going to be graphing these trig functions. And the eighth one is going to be the sine of x. So you're going to put a vertical line there, and we're going to go out 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody get on the dance floor. And we're going to pop a couple dots. We're going to have a dot here at 0, 0. We're going to go up 1, over 1, put a dot. We're going to go back down. Put a dot, down here, put a dot, and over there, put a dot. And this graph is going to be curvy. All right? Now, where that last number is 2 pi. What's half of 2 pi? What's half of pi? Pi over 2. So these numbers should be familiar to you from the unit circle. And it goes 1 pi over 2, 2 pi over 2, 3 pi over 2 is the third spot. So the highest value is 1, and the x value is pi over 2. Pi, 0. And those are values on the unit circle. Those are values on the unit circle. Negative x. We're going to graph negative x. We're going to graph negative x squared. We're going to graph negative x cubed. And that should give you enough of an idea of what happens when you put a negative in front of it. It reflects it over the x-axis. So now it's going to be up, down. This one, instead of being up, up, is going to be concave down. It's going to be down, down. It flips that frown upside down. Negative x cubed is going to be up on the left, down on the right. And now I'm going to do the ninth graph. And we've done these a couple of times. That one is 1 over x. We're going to actually set up the xy axis to graph 1 over x. And that's the one with the kine. You go left 1, down 1, and the graph goes through like that. You go right 1, up 1 to get that kine is 1. And it's going to be that little hyperbolic looking graph. Number 10. And this is the one we just did the other day. I rarely go over this. It's called the greatest integer value function. And it's got this strange looking box. Strange looking box. And that's going to be kind of weird. It's going to be a closed circle to an open circle. And then you go up 1, and you put a closed circle, go right 1, and put an open circle. You go up 1, put a closed circle, go right 1, put an open circle. And it's this little step function. They call it a step function. Some people call it a stamp function because the prices of stamps stay the same for a year. And then they raise the price, and it stays the same for a year. And they raise the price, and it stays the same for a year. It's sometimes called the stamp function. Number 11. Y equals e to the x. And no, I'm not going to run to the window today. XY axis, e to the x represents a growth function. And it grows. There's an important point there, and that important point is 0, 1. Number 12. Well, if I do e to the x, I'm going to do the inverse of that, ln. ln of x. I'm going to draw a cursive like so you can see that it's an l and an n in cursive. ln of x. I'm going to draw my xy axis. ln of x is a little bit different. It grows up along the y-axis slowly, and it curves off. That has an important coordinate also. Instead of being 0, 1, it's the inverse of 0, 1, and it goes through 1, 0.
But it's still growth.
It's still growth. This is rapid growth, and this is slow growth. The last one is going to be a circle. X squared plus y squared equals 1. And we've been doing this circle every day. We've been doing this circle every day. The radius of that circle is 1. It goes through 0, 0. And this has 4 nice coordinates. And because the radius is 1, that makes it the 1 unit circle. So it goes through 1, 0, 0, 1, negative 1, 0, and 0, negative 1. No comment for this one. We have too many graphs.